One grew up on the territory feel.
And what you gonna do?
The larger-than-life icons.
Oh, yeah! Woo! The best there is, the best there was!
And the foundation of the business.
The other came in during a new era.
Now, both worlds meet in one place. Breaking down Raw, SmackDown, premium live events, legends, hot takes, and everything in between.
Oh, it's true!
This is the 8301 Wrestling Podcast, the perfect address for wrestling talk.
All right, everybody, welcome to the very first episode of the 8301 Wrestling Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Marcus E. Brown.
This is Christopher J. Long.
Now, I know what you're saying. Why did we call this podcast 8301? It's because it's a mixture of the years that we started watching. So I started watching wrestling in 1983. Chris started watching in 2001. So what we did was we figured we're two different generations of wrestling fans coming together. You know, I'm the golden age in attitude era. He's more ruthless aggression era. So we're just going to really be discussing the narrative coming from these generations. But we'll be talking the current product of WWE, Raw, SmackDown, PLEs, old school versus new school. We'll be talking about legends, booking decisions, and of course our 8301 court, where we kind of debate different subjects that's been going on in the IWC. And I know the IWC has a little tinge on it in that since Pat McAfee tried to like insult us, but that's anybody who's ever been on the internet looking at anything part of wrestling, you're part of the IWC. So if you're looking for a place to get any of your wrestling information, news, reactions, thoughts, feelings, anything, the perfect address for all your wrestling talk is 8301, the Wrestling Podcast. So our first topic on our first episode, of course, we are coming off of WrestleMania 42 weekend. And it was something. So Chris, let me ask you, did WrestleMania feel big enough?
Unfortunately not. It felt like a glorified Raw or a glorified SmackDown or like a Saturday night main event. This was part of the most corporate, ad-driven show I've ever watched in my life.
Agreed. Ad mania.
Yeah, ad mania for sure. And I seen someone post on Twitter about the breakdown of the minutes, and like it was like more minutes that was driven to ads as opposed to the matches combined. And I was like, this is incredible.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. WrestleMania used to be so important, such a spectacle. You couldn't wait to watch it. And it's like, it really just, it didn't feel big. Even the entrances didn't, like people weren't coming out to the grandeur like they were. Right. The crowd was flat.
That was part of it. The crowd sucked. And I think, you know, it's partly because American, like, you know, we just suck now. It's very few cities that have that passion. But Vegas, like, okay, because I went to WrestleMania last year and Vegas was popping. Like the crowd was nice. This year it was the complete opposite. And I've had friends that went to WrestleMania this year and like, you know, like they said you know, people was getting up and going to the restroom during during the big entrances and stuff. It just didn't have that big match, that big vibe feel. It was just the crowd sucked. So and like the crowd, like, you know, the crowd is a huge part of the show. Like they make the show. Mm-hmm. So if the crowd sucks, the show gonna suck. You know, it's hard to, you know, so yeah. So watching on TV, it was, I don't know, like it was hard to watch.
Yeah. And I haven't been to WrestleMania since 38 when they were in Texas. And it just, that felt bad. Now, granted, you know, Stone Cold was there and, you know, Triple H retired at that one, but I like night one, we were down on the floor. Night two, we were up in the nosebleeds, but it didn't matter. Like it still had that grandeur.
That grandeur, yeah.
Now, WrestleMania. In fact, I can't even say it felt like a PLE. It didn't feel like they cared, if that makes sense.
Right.
It was like, you're going to watch it because
you're going to watch it regardless because it's WrestleMania.
And we're going to phone it in. But I digress. What night would you even say was better?
Night two, just based off the matches. I feel like they did a horrible job of balancing. I feel like they assumed it seemed like they treated it how they used to book Raw and SmackDown. How like Raw was the top show and SmackDown was the B list show. And I felt like that's how they booked WrestleMania. Like they made WrestleMania like night one as the as just a basic show, and then like night two was supposed to be like just the grand national. And I feel like that's not how you're supposed to book WrestleMania. Like it's supposed to be equal. And so like I feel like they did a poor job of adding balance to the show. They put all the big matches on Sunday.
Yeah, and I've heard people say night one was TKO Mania, and then night two was Triple H's WrestleMania, because it was more story driven. It was more drawn out. Where night one was, here's all the famous people and let's get them. But every match was 10 seconds. But like there was longer matches night two than night one. It just kept feeling like they were rushing. Even with did you see the ref with Jade where he was like rushing her to get the belt off and give it to him? And it's like, why y'all speeding through it? Like how much time do y'all have? Is Vegas rushing y'all? Like I do have a lot of questions.
And like that's my issue with the time, because I figured like that was, well, like I know it's a PLE, so like it's on ESPN, but I figured one of the perks of getting on ESPN or like a Netflix was because they had more control over the time. Like they didn't have to rush to do stuff.
Yeah.
So, and it's like you don't have time enough to tell a story in a match. Like at least with the Randy and Cody match, or the CM Punk and the Roman match, they had time to tell a story.
Yes. And that's what made the matches good.
That's what made the matches good.
And I think that's the issue we're running into with TKO. They don't understand storytelling. Wrestling isn't just, in Big E's words, two grown men slapping meat. Like,
Right.
It's more than that. And it's like the stories is what hooks us, is what gets us interested. That's why we laugh, we cry, we scream, we get excited, we get upset. But if you're just rushing through matches, I don't have time to care. It's just I'm watching a wrestling match and that's going to get stale fast.
Exactly. And I think a big issue with that is because, TKO, they're not wrestling fans. I don't think,
Can't be.
They're not wrestling fans. So like they don't know the business. They don't know what's going on, so.
Yeah, but the president of TKO said they have creative control. They make all the decisions, not Triple H. So what you gonna do? Like Vince was in a bind and he sold it to the wrong people, and now we're left holding the bag. But I talked to somebody today and he said they're bringing in a whole new crop of fans with all the influencers and things they're bringing in. And my rebuttal was, yeah, but you're alienating the generational fans you had.
Exactly.
Like I've been watching, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, even 5 years. Now I'm not interested, but you want to bring in this new crop of people who are only in it because of the stars. You're like the television stars or whatever you're bringing in, but they're not going to be there constantly.
Yeah.
So why alienate us who we spend the money? We're spending $600 on belts and all this other stuff, and you jack those prices up. Did you see the TikToks of the prices at the it's not Access anymore.
WWE World.
WWE World. Yeah. Thank you. Like. The $1 Million Championship was like $700.
Are you serious?
And they had a $7,500 John Cena spinner title that he signed, and I was cracking up. These people are after us, and they don't want to entertain us, but they want us to pay them absorbent amount of money because they're pricing us out of the events. Now the shirts are like $35. You're paying $7,000, $8,000, $1,000 for belts. It's just getting ridiculous. I don't know, but moving on. So what is your highlight of WrestleMania? What's the thing that like stood out to you?
It's a two answer question. One, I had to say just kicking it, just being able to hang out with you, because usually I watch WrestleMania solo. So being able to like, have a kickback and food and stuff. That was personally my highlight for me. Okay. So like I appreciate you and your wife for letting me come over and and vibe out and kick it. That was the ultimate highlight. But as far as the show, and see, like that's the issue, because like I shouldn't even have to think. I shouldn't have to like find.
It should just pop in your head.
It should pop in my head. I would say a great moment. It would be certain interests, or some. So I liked Jacob Fatu's entrance and how he's becoming more vulnerable. Like, so they're like allowing him to like embrace the love that he's getting from the audience.
I agree.
So that was nice to see. And Jay was impressive to watch. Her match with Rhea was pretty good. They was allowed to tell a story because you know she gets trolled a lot online for her like in-ring ability or her lack of in-ring ability. And so seeing her, you know, put on a solid match, that was good to see for her. I see, it's more so it's hard to find moments I enjoy. I have more criticism than I have finding moments I like.
We gonna get in that when we really break the matches
So
down.
enjoyed man, what else stood out? I appreciated Cody Rhodes more in terms of them doing a throwback to because that was a real bump he took on the eye.
Yeah.
And so him being able to take that bump like that, you know, especially, you know, because with the crowd is kind of changing a little bit, you know, it's like he's becoming more polarized, I'd say. So, but I still like enjoyed the storytelling of the match, even though it was still slightly confusing at times to where, I take that back. Like, it wasn't confusing, but I like appreciated how they listened to what the crowd was doing and then they embraced it. Like, Cody sensed the crowd was booing him, so he started doing more heel stuff.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Like, instead of them just going strictly probably by the script, whatever, they listened to the audience and then they just naturally changed, you know? And like he started fighting like a heel. So that was cool. But other than that, it's hard to find stuff I enjoyed. I feel like I was just honestly, I was disappointed. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, I mean, for me, yes, having you there, us being able to talk about stuff and just the familialness of it was cool. As you saw, my kids, they in and out. So to actually have somebody there for every moment to discuss stuff with, that was cool.
Yeah.
I haven't had that in a very long time.
Yeah.
But best moments for me, I only have two. Seth Rollins' eyes, that was dope.
That's what I forgot. Yes.
Seth Rollins' eyes was amazing. And all the black talent.
Oh yeah.
Like, I love that. Like, seeing, like, that was excellence up there. Yeah, it may have been rushed and everything, but to see, you know, Oba and Jade and Trick and, you know, everybody just in their element, I loved it.
Yes, and it wasn't, and the crowd like embraced all of them, and it wasn't your stereotypical black person on the TV. Like, they all got they're all different.
Yeah.
You know, they all got their own personalities, and they all like flourishing. You know, like at the same time. I don't think I've seen. It's been a long time since I've seen that many black talent at the same time on a big stage flourishing like that.
And nobody, we didn't have to deal with the crime gimmick and the hood gimmick and all that. Like,
exactly.
Javon Evans, to me, amazing talent. He's a Ricochet, Rey Mysterio kind of hybrid type thing, but he's himself.
He's himself.
And I could appreciate that. Same with Jade. She's her and she know it, and she comes off that way. It was even nice seeing Bianca with the baby. Congratulations.
I didn't like that part.
Well, because you wish it was you doing that, but
I wish it was me. Respectfully, Devontae. Congratulations to them both.
Congratulations. But okay, we gonna move on to the matches because I don't want no smoke on episode 1.
That's true.
So match 1 of Saturday was the Usos and LA Knight defeating the Vision and I Show Speed. So, give me your thoughts on that.
I'll take it back to what you said earlier about the night 1 being like a TKO mania. I feel like that was a segment to showcase ISO Speed. I figure, you know, it was gonna be on the that was on the free hour of
Mhm.
ESPN. So like a lot of oddballs in there, and and Speed does generate a lot of eyeballs. Like he has a huge following, and he's phenomenal, and he's committed to the business. So that part is is pretty much respectable for me. That was a nice spot he did off the top rope, to the table. That was nice. But honestly, I didn't. As far as storytelling wise, I mean, it wasn't really nothing to it. I just figured that was just a showcase of ISO Speed to help give him a moment.
Yeah.
But like it really didn't do much for the Usos. It didn't do much for
LA
Logan
Knight.
Austin or pretty much or anybody else or So I think that was just ISO Speed moment.
Yeah, and it's to me it's that yes, it's the curtain jerk match and it's the one that opens the show, but people are still getting to their seats. If you're at home, you're still setting stuff up, getting ready for the show. So it's more just yes, for those casual watchers, here's ISO Speed, and he's going to jump off the top rope, and look what he did, and it must not be that fake. Look at how he is and stuff like that. So I think that's really all it was. But if you blinked, you missed it.
Right.
And once the match was over in like a minute, I was like, why? What was the point of this? But then when all the stuff started happening afterwards, I'm like, okay, so the match was fast because they were giving them time because they have to do the high spot.
Yeah.
With Speed, which was still, it was still amazing and he did great. It's just,
How do you feel about because you come from from a guy like Jey Uso, like how last year he went from being in a world title picture, like pretty much winning the world title to like a year later being, I don't want to use the word demoted, but being kind of delegated back to a tag team, and then with LA Knight. Now LA Knight too, like them being in that position, do you think it should be criticism on that part, or is that a good spot for them?
Well, I'll say this. Stars can help make new stars. And you're safer with the stars. So if you're gonna bring in ISO who's learning, I'd rather put him with one of my top faces or my top heels because I know they'll protect him.
Okay.
And they can make him look good. Because they don't gain or lose anything from this. But it does help ISO Speed look good, which is, that's part of the business. You want to build up new talent, and the best people to do that are usually your workhorses or your people who've been there a while.
Now, do you think it's beneficial since ISO Speed, he's more so like a celebrity act. He's not a main roster guy, so do you think it was worthy to build him up as opposed to just taking that time to really build up your current stars like your LA Knights and your Jey Uso and Jimmy? Do you think it was do you think it was worthy of doing that for them?
Yes, it's WrestleMania. You always, even back in the day, there was, WrestleMania 1, you had Cyndi Lauper and all of them. So, you're always going to have those famous. Muhammad Ali was there at WrestleMania 1. So that's part of it. And like I said, you use your top guys who really aren't really doing anything to highlight them, and you keep them safe. But you want to draw money too. So if I have, and no offense to him, but if I have ISO Speed versus Apollo Crews, who cares? Right? That is, so what? If I have ISO Speed versus LA Knight with the catchphrases and all, now we're selling merch. Now we're making money. It's a draw. So I can understand it. Now, when it comes to your other question with Jay and LA Knight is, I think he's going as far as he's going to go. He's going to climb as high as he's going to climb in WWE. You're not giving him anything. Like, he got over naturally, which we all know is a sin in WWE. If you get yourself over, they're never going to do anything with you unless the fans push it so much, like Daniel Bryan, you don't have a choice. But even seeing like the fans, we like saying LA Knight, yeah, and then we're pretty much out when we're done. So he's losing a little steam. Jay's problem, and I love Jey Uso. My son absolutely loves Jey Uso. Jay is an entrance, super kicks, and that's it. Oh, and any other Samoan who's ever done anything ever, he's going to borrow your move and do it. Like, he's not original. Even the yeet thing, like you told me, that's Montez's move. Now Montez changed it to like this arm pump thing that he's doing. Jey Uso is not that guy. He's just not. I'm sorry.
Not even with, what about Crash Out Jay? You don't think, you don't think he can be that guy, or he just think he can't be?
For me to be interested in Jay, one, do a promo without running out of breath 2 words into it. because every time he does a promo, he's about to hyperventilate in the middle of it because he's yelling instead of talking. And to me, if you want me to take you serious, stop yelling at me. Okay, that's one. Men are far more intimidating when they don't have to yell. That's why Roman doesn't yell. You know that Roman just talks to you. He only yells when he loses it, but most times he's just talking because one, I can understand you, and you come off far more superior when you don't have to yell. Jay is just, let me tell you something, Oos, and then and it's like,
but do you think that's part of his character? Because
it is
because like he's a crash out, so that kind of ties into him being a crash out.
Yeah, because Jimmy counteracts him because Jimmy's calm.
Jimmy's more calm.
But with Jay, it's just, I know all I'm going to get from you is a screaming promo, your amazing entrance that even it seems like the fans ain't into the same because the music changed. With it's just me, Oos was much better than it's us. And then he comes out there. I'm going to see Roman spear. I'm going to see Umaga's run and hit you in the corner. I'm going to see Yokozuna's Samoan drop. I'm going to see The Rock's spit in my hand and punch you in the face. I'm going to see his dad's dancing before I punch. No move you can point to says, this is Jey Uso. Everything is someone who came before him. Like, even with Roman, I can say, that trash talking, that's Roman Reigns. Nobody, like, Rock does a little bit, but not like Roman. Like, Roman is his own person. That Roman's ability to pace out a match where he moves slow, but it's purposeful. But like Jay is just, I'm going to see all the Samoans I've ever seen wrestle. I'm thinking it's only a matter of time before he steals something from Jacob. I'm just waiting.
Do you think that's comes from him being in a tag team for so long and then he's still kind of new to being a solo act, or you think that just because it's just Jay?
It may just be Jay. Like, I don't know. Again, I don't have any hard feelings from the guy. I don't look at his matches as bathroom breaks or any. Like, I watch everything he does.
Okay.
I just want originality, and that's just from a fan standpoint. But if you tell me Jey Uso has a match, I'm gonna watch it.
Okay.
So it's like, I don't think he's trash or nothing like that. I feel like you are the product of the biggest wrestling dynasty that we know, and rather than separate from that, you just kind of fell in line. Whereas Roman separated, Rock separated, even Yokozuna. I didn't even know that man was Samoan, so I was grown. I spent my whole life thinking he was Japanese. Like, I
sort of think he did separate it in terms of, because, you know, before it was hard. It was hard to tell them apart.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard to tell the Usos apart.
True.
So I feel like during the pandemic, whenever Jimmy was hurt, Jay became Jay. Like, he became an identity.
He just can't crash out Jay. He was the right-hand man.
Yeah. And so I feel like that's original right there, because he was able, because you no longer saw him as a twin. You actually like identified them two separately now.
Okay. I could agree. Even when he had Roman spear CM Punk on Raw a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, right there.
And he was calling him Joe, like, hey Joe, you better get, like, he seemed like that family member that'll get you shot or something like that. I'm just talking about, like, his in-ring work. He has no personality. He has tons of personality outside of it. I mean, you pull Jada Parker, you gotta have some kind of personality. Yeah. Good Lord. But I'm just, it just doesn't do anything. It just doesn't. Okay. And he's got to get his wind up, because that brother be winded. But he was a tag team wrestler for so long. I get it.
Respectfully, yeah.
But moving on. So match 2, we were talking about him earlier. So you got Jacob Fatu defeating Drew McIntyre in their unsanctioned match.
So now, like, I had no issue with Jacob winning because that was supposed to happen.
Yeah, definitely.
It just sucks how, because I'm a fan of Drew. It seemed like Drew just been getting the short end of the stick. And I know in terms of as far as what the wrestlers think, you know, like, they don't care about wins or losses or whatever.
Some of them.
Yeah, some of them, yeah. But the fans do, as far as just in kayfabe and as far as storytelling, like, you know, because wins and losses, that can help momentum or lose momentum, you know, based off the character. And I feel like Drew sacrifices a lot. Like, all last summer, like, he lost against CM Punk. He put over CM Punk. And then I feel like this year he put over Jacob a lot. So I feel like and then I didn't like how he had to drop the title. Like, I feel like it was, I don't know. I just feel like he keep getting the short end of the stick. And I know with him being a heel, heels lose more than faces. I get that. but it seems like he's not getting his just due. He's not. They're not using him to his fullest capacity. I feel like at times.
I could agree.
Because he is phenomenal, like at everything he does.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just feel like the situation they put him in is kind of hurts him character wise, because like, okay, so because like I say, because if you bring him back, you can't put him against Jacob no more. What does he do when he comes back, because he's lost so much?
Mm-hmm.
So his credibility is kind of losing, you know. So how do you present him whenever he comes back?
I'd have them destroy all the new NXT people they bringing up. Ricky Saints is coming next week. Eli Drake came this week. Like, have him start destroying the new talent. Like, these is my show. Even I know he's only on one show. I think he's on Raw. But this is my show. So I'm destroying everybody. So you can build him up with the smaller talent. But I do agree with you, because he's like the king of the trolls.
Yeah.
He's a great promo, great look, very original, can wrestle.
Yeah.
Like, but they don't. But I would say, but like you said, right decision with Jacob. Jacob is a
phenomenal.
Yeah, he's a future WWE champion.
Yeah.
Period. Love everything Jacob.
I love everything about Jacob.
Jacob is him. But with Drew, yeah, after the CM Punk stuff, I don't know, because it's like Drew starts a feud, he's gonna lose.
Mm-hmm.
Even with Jacob, like when he snatched him out of the windshield of the car and all that other stuff, like,
yeah,
he builds the feuds perfectly. It's just they don't allow him to get the win at the end.
It seems like they treating him like Chelsea Green.
Yeah, I heard she got released.
In the standpoint of, like, Chelsea is made, which is a horrible idea to use. I feel like they treat Drew like Chelsea, like they treat Chelsea house. She's made to big up the other talent.
You can say that about LA Knight too.
LA Knight same way.
Yep. They're you can call them, like, you can say they're like king or queen makers. Like, to get to the top, they're the ones that they'll get you there. They just can't ever get there.
Which is unfair, because they should be able to get there too. Like, they're good enough, like, in all purposes, like, like ring work, mic work, the crowd. They should be able to be that top person too.
Yeah, 100% agree. Moving on to match number 3. This probably won't be that long of a conversation. Paige and Brie Bella beat the WWE Tag Team Women's Champions. I don't even. You go ahead. I have nothing to say. Right.
I enjoy seeing Paige come back. Like, honestly, I didn't care for the match. I can't even recall any big moments in the match itself. I enjoyed Paige coming back, because I didn't think. So I think what helped Paige was her going to AEW, because that proved to WWE that she can still wrestle and that she's healthy enough to wrestle. So, like, I think her going there helped her get back to WWE, because she was a top like woman's. She was like the top girl, like back when she was there.
I don't care. I don't care.
Don't care.
Tell me why. What did winning that championship do for her?
Now, winning, yes. Now, like, that part I agree with. They didn't need to win the tag team titles.
Nobody cares about the Bella Twins. Nobody cared about them when they were relevant.
And now that part I agree, and people don't talk about that enough, because they bring back the Bella. Like I said, they fine. Like, they both fine. But I never cared for them as far as in-ring wrestlers. Like, the main moment that I remember, like, about the Bella Twins was when Nikki turned on Brie and she was helping out Stephanie McMahon. That's the only thing that I remember about them being in there. They was big for their time. I feel like they was. You don't think they was big in the women's revolution?
To me, the women's revolution, they love to take credit for it. The women's revolution was Paige, Emma, the 4 horsewomen. That's the women's. It had nothing. I have never in my life.
Yeah.
Now, I've been watching wrestling my entire life. Heard anyone say, did you see that Bella's match?
Yeah. I think as far as on a marketing standpoint, as far as the look, and then because, they did stuff outside of WWE. I feel like, they were so fun that they helped people to bring
They brought eyes in.
They brought eyes
but
in.
the women's revolution, when it comes to giving them time, that's Emma. That's Paige. That's Sasha Banks.
Okay.
That's Charlotte. Like that.
Yeah.
That's Becky Lynch. Those are people. Bailey. Like,
Yeah.
Bailey used to put on bangers, and now they got her doing all this stuff with Lyle Valkyria, who can also wrestle. But they handcuff the girls who can really wrestle.
Her. Yeah, and
so the pretty girls can look good.
Right, and that's why I didn't care for the tag team match itself that much, because all those women in tag team, they shouldn't be in a tag team. Like they're all phenomenal solo acts. Like they're not like Charlotte. And maybe this is the era of Charlotte's career. Like, well, speaking of Charlotte, this might be her era to where she's giving back, to where she's more, helping out the divas. Like she's not that top girl no more. Even I feel like she can still go, but she is getting up there. Like she's like 40, I think now.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. When you got like 48-year-olds in the main event picture in the male side,
I agree.
Like I don't care. Like Charlotte she just stopped working on herself. Just leave yourself alone. Like no more work, no more stuff. Just keep hitting the gym. No more surgeries. You look beautiful. Stop.
Yeah.
But it's again. I think back to that Iron Man match, which was years ago with Sasha Banks and Bailey, that they had in NXT. Like those are wrestlers that are females. When you have the Bellas, they have matches, but you got people. Liv Morgan she could go. You got Raquel Rodriguez, she could go. Like there's wrestlers that are women now, and I get tired of just seeing half naked women
like that are wrestlers. That they're a woman cosplaying as wrestlers. Is that what you're saying?
I separated where it's a pretty girl who can wrestle,
okay,
or this is a woman who's a wrestler.
Okay.
Like that's how I kind of separate it, because there are like the Bellas to me, they're pretty girls who wrestle. Like it's fine, but I used to think that about Tiffany Stratton until Charlotte started putting her through her paces, and now I'm like, okay, Tiffany Stratton is a woman that wrestles, but then at the same time, it seems like she's phoning it in now, so she got in trouble with the last thing she did with Charlotte. So when it comes to the women, because some of them do put me to sleep, and they talk too loud. And you're calling spots out far too loud, or you're waiting for spots.
That's my biggest pet peeve. And that's just not with women. The men do it too. But it's like when they get on the top rope and then they just wait.
Oh my God.
And you're just waiting for them. I'm like, come on, man. Y'all gotta do some type of improv. Act like you're getting up slowly. Something. Y'all just literally waiting for them to jump. And I'm like, come on, man. Don't insult my intelligence. Yeah. Like, I know we watching the show. We know it's, but come on, man.
It's just not. And I think the Irresistible Forces should not have lost their WWE Tag Team Championships, because one, and I am biased because Nia Jax is a 10. I don't care if she was big, small, halfway, whatever. 10, yeah. 10 for me. And Lash, you taken. So I'm going to leave you alone.
Okay.
But they look the part of champions.
Right.
And I'm not saying Charlotte and Alexa don't. I'm not saying that Lyra and Bailey don't. But those are all put together teams. We're just gonna throw you two together. These two feel like a tag team.
Yeah.
They even came out like Demolition, for Christ's sake. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And you give it to Paige because she can't. Even Bailey was pissed off when she walked to the back.
Yeah. It didn't. It's typical. That was a typical WWE move. Like just a predictable. Yeah. And honestly, every match, I feel like that was the theme for WrestleMania. I feel like everything was predictable. Nothing caught me off guard. Like, oh wow, like that happened. Okay, this person won. Okay.
Well, we ain't there yet. I don't want to get that because one did get me, but we ain't there yet. Okay. All right. So next match, Becky Lynch beating AJ Lee to win the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Before you go in, all I'm going to say on this match is it was just a transition because AJ's leaving.
Yeah.
And that's all I got out of that match.
That's all I got out of it too. Honestly, it didn't even need to be a WrestleMania match. Mm-hmm. Like, we've seen this match 3 times over already. It just didn't. And then the build up to it was kind of
Yeah, and
I didn't care for the build up that much.
And now I will give okay, your daughter's favorite wrestler is me. Now you beat me, so at the end of the match, she goes, grabs her daughter, and they smile as they walk to the back. One thing, beautiful moment with your daughter. That's something she's always going to remember. Awesome. It kind of ties into the storyline because y'all were talking about her. Maybe if you'd have brought her in the ring and she feigned to kick dirt on AJ, I'm done with you. My mom's better. Yeah,
that they could have used that more. And I don't know how old Becky was. Well,
Rule
let's
is
be honest,
5.
probably 5.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's old enough to where you could have, hey, let's do, you probably could have. They probably could have used her in the storyline more. I feel like if you really want to sell the story,
Yeah,
and make it like, okay, this is like a must see match, they could have added more personal to it.
I think AJ just came back to say bye to the fans. And because even at the end, they did an interview with her and she was like about to cry and saying like, she never got to say goodbye the last time. And, it.
Also, you think she's done?
Yeah, I think she's finished.
Oh, I don't think she's done.
I hope not. I hope not. I like AJ Lee. I think
especially because remember, she said she wanted to. There are so many women that she wants to wrestle. Like she hasn't got the chance to wrestle. Well, she did wrestle Bailey like on the Raw, but as far as them have a few, it's so many new generation of talent that were fans of her that hasn't had a chance to work with her yet. She's only really worked with Becky since she came back.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, what if she don't like the atmosphere,
That's
the TKO run and stuff, and. I don't know. I hope she does come back. I think she's a great for her to not have any ring rust after being gone that long is amazing.
Yeah.
So I'll watch an AJ Lee match in a second now. But whatever. I digress. Next match, Liv Morgan defeated Stephanie Vaquer. I can never say this woman's last name right, but we'll just say Stephanie for now. To win the Women's World Championship. Now, was Liv winning the right choice?
It was the predictable choice. I knew that was going to happen. Was it the right choice? It depends on the context. Like, they haven't really. So, Stephanie won the title back in, I think, September, back at WrestlePalooza, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she's phenomenal. She's everything that a wrestler could be as far as a woman. The only thing that's stopping her is her accent, just getting better with English or whatever. That's the only knock that I can even say on her. And then I wouldn't even say that's a knock because that's who she is. But they really didn't, and I don't know, and I can't really say that that's a her problem. It's more so of the writing. They really didn't book her in with anything. It was kind of like a dull run.
Yeah,
like in terms of run, because she's phenomenal in the ring and everything she does. Like she is amazing. But as far as just honestly, now I did enjoy the build up to the build up to match because they beat the hell out of each other.
Yes,
because especially coming from scratch, they didn't have no history or nothing. So just the fact that Liv won the Royal, just off the strength that Liv won the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't have no storyline, nothing, no history. But so for the fact that they was able to still create something personal out of that, and then to kind of get people, invested.
Because
the build-up was nice. Yeah, I mean, and shout out to Liv Morgan because she got destroyed. I mean, the knots, the black eyes,
she put that work in.
Man,
that's a woman that could wrestle.
So yeah, so based off that, I don't mind Liv Morgan winning because she took. She earned it as far as the bumps.
Yeah, and shout out to Liv Morgan because I'm from Jersey too. I'm from Long Branch, so that's a Jersey girl. So every time I see her, big ups to Jersey. But I like the choice. I like Stephanie chasing.
Okay,
her as a champion was a little stale, and then at the same time, I didn't feel like she was beatable because she's extremely talented.
Yeah,
but at the same time, they changed her music. Which I hated.
Which is horrible.
Yeah, they need to bring the old music, but keep the presentation because her entrance is great, but that music change sucks. But her anger as the champion, I like that version of her.
Yeah.
Now, if you turn that up while she's a challenger, but just have her taking people out like that on her way, obviously you get your rematch because it's a champ, which they never do anymore. That clause you get an automatic rematch, but I think her as a challenger. Constantly, I like that better as her as champ. Her as champ just feels safe.
Yeah. Do you think it seems like that's the narrative with most probably champions? Because most champions, I have to kind of think back, but most champions it seem like they are safe because they're no longer they become less aggressive because they've already reached the mountaintop. Mm-hmm. So they don't really have a need to be aggressive. I would love to see to where a champion was still the aggressor, they punch first, or because usually they're the hunted, but it would be nice to see a switch.
Well, they used to do that, so I'm gonna take it way back. So Bret the Hitman Hart, best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. Obviously my favorite wrestler of all time, if you couldn't tell. he used to do what they do with the U.S. Championship. He used to have an open challenge. So he would win the championship and he would say, I'm a fighting champion. And on like Raw, so he would just, whoever wanted to get some could get some. And I like that because it was always somebody different. It wasn't who you was expecting. You're not going to get like it wasn't always the heavyweights. Anybody, come 1, 2, 3 kid could run out there. So I like what they do with the U.S. Championship because you get those banger matches. Well, we used to with Carmelo. I think you could get that if your champion's willing to do that. And then you're constantly fighting somebody.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you're the champion of the show, I should see you wrestle every week.
Okay.
Not once a month, not just on the PLEs.
Regardless of the title?
Regardless.
But
I want to see the champs.
Wrestle for the title every week?
Yeah.
Or just so you don't think that would take away the importance or the must-see-ness, because it's always on the line?
Because it makes it where you have to always be at the top of your game. It makes you feel hunted all the time.
Okay.
If I only see you once every 3 Raws, and I get why they do that because it's more marquee.
Yeah, and it's,
Yeah, and I understand the money making part of it. I'm just coming from a fan standpoint.
Okay.
You're the champion. I know everybody in that locker room wants your belt. But I don't see nobody coming for it unless you show up on the show when you feel like showing up. I'm on that mic every week if you're not there, calling you out, calling you everything but a child of God. I don't care because I want you off your game so I could take the belt from you. If you're the champion, for lack of a better term, 24 hours, 7 days a week. Not just at PLEs. You're always a champ. And I get they do the signings and there's companies on your back and all these things, but like the Intercontinental title used to be the workhorse title. When Shawn Michaels had that thing, he was constantly wrestling people for it. He'd wrestle the unknown talent that's just from whatever state they was in. He didn't care because you have to prove that you're the best. That's what that title represents. I'm the best in this division, but you never see me. Makes no sense. Because to me, Carmelo was the man before he got that belt. The U.S. Championship just increased it. But then seeing the matches he put on as the champion, because one, you're champion, you get more time.
Right.
So even in the UFC, you get more time when you're the champ. So show me something. Show me your ability, your talent, because you are the best in this division.
Okay. Respect.
So the main event for night 1, Cody Rhodes beating the Viper, which should never have happened. Randy Orton.
Okay, so
that ain't a good sound.
So where do I start? So I'm gonna start from when Randy turned heel.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed. Okay, so people always go back to 09 Randy. But that's what people was beck and call for Randy. That's the greatest version of Randy Orton, right? So to me, the pandemic version of Randy was just as good as 09 Randy.
Okay.
Because it was just it was more like a mature, it was like a controlled 09 version of Randy. It's like he was more mature, but he was still that sick, psychotic individual, but it was more tamed. And I feel like when he turned heel this go around, it's a compilation of the two. It's just it's more a complete it was more like a patient because even when he first attacked Cody, he was so patient and took his time with it. He wasn't rushing to whoop him. He was just, it was more
methodical.
Yeah, more methodical. So I enjoyed it. As far as storytelling wise, I would have preferred it had been Cody to have turned.
Yes.
I feel like that would have been bigger.
I thought we were getting that.
Because see, me, because as far as me, I like to beat the audience. Well, in terms of me, okay, so since I'm kind of getting into the, since we're both in the film industry, and and I'm kind of doing writing more too, and I like to kind of get ahead of the audience, or maybe try to get ahead of the audience. So once I see that Cody was already pretty much, so he plateaued as a face, after the Rock Roman thing kind of fell through, that's where Cody peaked. Pretty much he took his highest peak as far as a babyface.
Yep. Then he finished the story.
That's peak Cody as far as a babyface. And then he plateaued. So, and over the last few months, probably several months, he's been getting, it's more polarizing. He still gets it's still probably 70-30. You know, he still gets cheered more, but people are obviously getting kind of like tired of what he's currently being presented as.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have got ahead of it, and you know, just at that shock factor and turn him heel right there in that moment, because like everybody just assumed that, you know, like it's gonna be Randy. So it was predictable. I don't like predictability. I like being, you know, like caught off guard.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I prefer, especially with wrestling, because usually wrestling you can always kind of predict what happens. I enjoy being shocked. I'm like, oh wow, like didn't see that coming. Like I always think back to, and I'm rambling now, but I always kind of think back to when Dean Ambrose turned on Seth. That completely caught me off guard because nobody expected that under those circumstances. Roman just announced he had cancer. They won a tag team like titles, and then boom, he turned, like, you know, and then boom, turns on Seth. Shocked everybody. That's type of stuff that that's what I like.
Well, what we're missing is the writers that they had then, and I know you don't like it when I say it, Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon had nothing to do with that. I give him no credit for that.
You got to give Vince credit.
No, I'm not giving him credit for that, because he was already out of touch by then.
We've seen the product without him,
and it's been great. Listen, it's only been bad this past year. But I can't even give Triple H blame, because obviously he don't have control over it.
Right. I'm not blaming him. I'm not.
So, but Vince, no, I'm not giving Vince no credit. For the last decade or so, I can't give. He had freaking Roman Reigns dog food poured on him. That was under Vince's watch. So that's the type of like product that you want to see?
I didn't say that.
That's what you're saying.
I'm not saying everything Vince did was perfect, but everything going on now ain't great either.
Okay.
There's a lot of trash going on now too, but I think Randy definitely should have won. I was rooting for him to win, but it didn't happen. And finding out later that the original plan was for him to win and they changed it in the 11th hour, I really hate that.
See, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. So Aleister Black was supposed to be, him and Zelina were supposed to be the ones on the phone. But they changed that and added Pat McAfee. Then Pat McAfee didn't want to do it anymore halfway through the storyline, so they flipped it and they let Cody keep the belt instead of giving it to
Whose
Randy.
idea was that? Did they say?
No, which means TKO.
Which is
yeah. And now with Aleister and them, we'll get into releases at the end, but that's why I don't have a lot to say. I just think
Randy, they didn't make. Well, I'm Pat. Like I say, I love Pat as an announcer,
yeah.
and him making like occasional matches here and there. That's cool. That's great. Him being part of that feud made zero sense at all, because Randy does not need no hype man to be, like to be Randy.
And snakes don't run in packs. That's one. So he needs to be a lone guy. But also, I would have loved to had, like, if I'm writing it in a perfect world, then Cody gets his own legacy.
Okay.
And they jump Randy. And now Cody's a heel. We take it back to Cody in Ring of Honor. That heel Cody, great work with the Ring of Honor ring, and he used to make people kiss it and punch him in it. Like, he could be a heel. He's shown that. And even especially with the suits, he can put a little bit of the Ric Flair to it. Like it's so many. It's right there.
Right there.
But we got to keep him as the white meat baby face that everybody's getting tired. It seems like he's even getting tired of being
right,
because he's been cussing out TKO every time he gets a microphone in his hand. So I think he was ready to turn heel. They changed it, but he's already put his mind there, and I kind of feel heel energy. Maybe they'll pull the trigger. Who knows? But whatever. We'll move into night 2. I call it the blue night. Because they flipped everything. Of course, first match to me, match of WrestleMania for me, Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar, leading to the Brock Lesnar retirement. What do you think it was a good statement made by Oba?
Yes, I would have. So like I expected Oba to win. Like I would have been shocked, and I mean I probably would have had to boycott WWE if they had Brock win, because they made zero sense. Because sometimes they'll do that. They'll try to say, oh, like like he lost, but he looked good doing it. It's good for the future. Nah, like in this case,
he needed that.
He needed to win the match, and he needed to win in dominating fashion. I would prefer him to beat him in more dominating fashion. I would have liked to have seen him do to Brock what Brock did to Cena back in 2014.
That would have been
That
cool.
would have been great. Like for him to take all those suplexes and just get dominated for like a good 10 minutes. That would have been perfect. But this moment was cool, you know, like short and sweet. That's fine. And I still think it's part of the storyline. Like, I don't think Brock is done, but he might be. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence on that because I feel like, I mean, SummerSlam is in, you know, Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's where he's gonna
Be done.
be done. I feel like Gunther, Brock.
It better not be Gunther. I'm so tired of Gunther.
You are?
Yes. Why is he retiring everybody?
I mean, that's part of his gimmick now.
I'm tired of it. You know who the legend killer is? Randy Orton. That's the legend killer.
Okay.
Not just because you change it to career killer for Gunther. No, there's only one, and his name is Randy Orton.
Fair enough.
But at the same time, Randy's technically a legend now. So you have the ride. That's why I wouldn't have had Gunther retiring everybody till Randy was ready to retire. Have him retire the legend killer, and now he becomes that thing.
Okay.
That makes sense. When it comes to Brock and Oba, I like what they did. Originally, I wanted them to Obama, Lord Jesus, Oba to completely destroy him. But then I started thinking about it. And it makes more sense for Brock to come in as the conquering Brock Lesnar who beats everybody down. They come in here, they had a test of strength. Then Brock realizes, okay, he's not weak. And then a couple things happen and you see Brock kind of going through like, my normal stuff isn't working. Then even when he hit him with the F5, you see Oba struggling to get to his feet to show you Brock's not weak. I'm just more motivated. I'm stronger. I'm the new guy. Yeah. And you see Brock going through it like, and then it leads to the retirement because like, man, if this is what's coming, yeah, I ain't ready for that.
Yeah.
And it's my time to go out on my shield because I gave him my move, my best. I gave him the suplexes. I gave him the F5. I threw him into the barricades and in the post. I did everything, and he's still banging on his chest like it's nothing. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? So, and he puts me in his move. I'm done. Like it just felt like the king fell, as opposed to the king was destroyed. If that makes sense.
Okay.
So I like the story in it.
Okay.
More.
With that being said, how do you book Oba going forward?
God, that's the problem. Because he has to be untouchable.
Right.
He has to be. Anybody, he loses to anybody, it's going to kill. Because he's
no sense.
Over.
Yeah. Right.
Oba is over. And I don't know where you put him. He's got to be just like Brock was. He appears, he destroys, he disappears. Like, that's not somebody I want to see every week.
Okay.
He has to be that special attraction.
Okay.
Because if he's every week, you're the shine's going to come off him eventually.
I actually prefer that because before he feuded with Brock, it seemed like they was just putting him in squash matches, which I didn't like. I don't like how they, how you bring up a big guy and then they just have him in squash matches for the first month or two.
But I mean, Oba's had some bangers in NXT though.
Yeah.
Him, Javon, and Trick had a triple threat.
Yeah.
Man. So he's not just big, he can go.
Yeah. It's just about who do you put him with? Like, who do you feud him with? Because him and Roman probably not going to feud till the end of the year, going into WrestleMania next year, probably, I'm assuming.
I'd say he's not ready for the WWE Championship yet. Put him in there with Trick, but then you got Carmelo, because Carmelo's chasing the U.S. Championship now. But if you, and I maybe I'm being biased because they're all black, but if you have a 4-way feud with Carmelo, Javon, Oba, and Trick for that U.S. Championship, that'll be the biggest thing on that show. The biggest thing on that show, because nobody's more over than Oba. Then you got everybody screaming, "Whoop that Trick!" Like they're not understanding that what he's saying is beat that hoe, but it's fine. It is what it is. And so you got that. Javon Evans is bouncy. My 5-year-old says that all the time. So you got that entertaining, and Carmelo that's all he does is put on 5-star matches.
Yeah.
So if you make that 4-way for that championship, they're all chasing to get the Trick. You're just gonna have a great match after great match. My opinion.
So Oba's going to be on SmackDown, or because I thought he was on Raw.
He was on both. He was popping up on there. So I think he is Raw.
Okay.
And God, who is the Intercontinental Champion? That's terrible.
See, that's a shame.
I don't even know who it is.
Who is the Intercontinental title? Who is he?
Oh, Penta. My bad,
Wow,
Penta.
that's
My
wow,
bad.
I'm sorry.
And the bad thing is,
legend,
it's the
Steve
very
Van.
next match we're supposed to talk about.
Oh my God, that's
Penta. The only reason we didn't know it was you, my guy, because you just don't talk much, and you don't. So let's just jump into the next match. Penta beating Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, Rey Mysterio, Rusev, and JD McDonough in a ladder match. So 100-star match. Loved it. With Penta, it's hard to. I love that he's champ. Zero Miedo. Been watching him since Lucha Underground, AAA. Stuff he did in AEW. Been watching everything he does. Even watched him when he was in New Japan. But to have a presence at WWE, you got to have a bigger voice. You got to be more than just Zero Miedo. You got to. And he's just not.
Okay.
He's over.
Do you think now, since you know him more than I do, has he always been that way, or has he had a voice in past promotions?
In Lucha Underground, Penta was Obafemi.
Okay.
He was Brock Lesnar. If you saw him, somebody was going to get hurt.
Okay.
Right? AEW, he wasn't that much because he was with his brother a lot when they were the Lucha Bros. But even in AAA, he was having death matches and all these things. Penta's aura is violence.
Okay.
WWE's made him so kid-friendly. He's just a different Penta than one I haven't seen. He still got the style, the swag. He's still Penta, but he just doesn't, like, back when you used to watch him, he was going to hurt somebody.
So he's like a watered down version of himself?
Yeah,
you say that?
essentially. Okay. Like in Lucha, he would just go around breaking everybody's arm and they would sell it for a while. Like the arm is messed up. Or, you know, when he beat up Chelsea Green and Asuka and Kyrie and all that. But, like, everybody could get it with Penta. He didn't, that was like, that's been his aura his whole career. Anybody can get it. Now WWE is just, he's very boxed in. Yeah. So that's not his fault.
And so sounds like would you say he's bigger than the title? He doesn't really need the title?
No.
Yeah.
I think I would say put the Lucha Bros back together with him and his brother, because I don't see Rey Fenix doing anything. Yeah. But he's very entertaining, but he's just falling into the pool of wrestlers. Put them together, they're going to be majorly over. And they do amazing things in the ring. So I would say make them a tag team. Let the Lucha Bros do what they do. They win the title, they don't. Who cares? Just keep them on the show. Keep them entertaining people because they're great. But if you're going to do Penta by himself, take him back to let him be Penta Dark, who he used to be, and just make him that guy you don't want to see in that ring. Okay. Even if I'd say put him with Shinsuke. Well, Shinsuke is not dark anymore. Now Shinsuke done came back to the light. So I don't know. But match 3, Trick Williams beating Sami Zayn to become the United States champion. Loved it. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, it was the right decision. I figured if I was writing, I would have had, even though, so me as a fan, I enjoyed Trick winning. Mm-hmm. Me as a writer, I would have had Sammy win, only on the standpoint of the crowd has turned on Sammy. Completely turned on him. So in order to milk that, I would have him win the match to further solidify them hating me now, to even give me more of a reason to be like the villain. Because I took away that moment for them. Mm-hmm. So I would have had Sammy to win that match. But as a fan, I love Trick Williams winning.
Perfect. Yeah, I don't have any comments. I'm tired of Sammy's whining. So yeah, I miss Kevin Owens so much. So next match, the Demon returns and defeats Dominic Mysterio. I thought it was a good match.
Yeah, it was a good match. I hate that they take away, and then, well, they probably did it to try to sell more tickets, but I hate how they just like announced like Demon was gonna be wrestling instead of just it being a surprise and him coming out as the Demon. I would have liked that better, but I figured they probably, did that to try to like encourage people to buy more tickets, which,
And what happened to Dominic? Dominic was the most over thing, and all of a sudden he's fall off a cliff.
I think injuries played a part because he got hurt 2 or 3 times within the past since last year's WrestleMania to now. He had like 2 or 3 injuries that kept him off TV. Because honestly, after last year's Mania, I saw him in the title picture. Honestly,
right? He was huge.
I was there in Vegas live, seeing him win that title. That was the biggest pop maybe of the whole weekend. Like the way, that was amazing. Like, I thought he was gonna be in the world title picture like a year later. So
he's a good promo. Even when he was
he's
hurt, they could have had him talking something. It's just he doesn't feel as big as he used to.
Yeah, like I say, I charge it to injuries. I'm not gonna put that on but it's hard. It's easy. It's easy for me to blame WWE for a lot of stuff because it's true they mess up a lot. But I'm gonna give them a slight grace. I'm gonna give them a little bit of grace and charge it to Dom being hurt all year, and maybe that kind of hurt his momentum.
Okay.
But Dom is definitely a future champion. He got everything to look and just seeing his evolution from the pandemic when he debuted to now.
That little chubby kid.
Yeah, chubby. He was chubby,
Yeah.
To now he's like Latino. He's Eddie Guerrero. He's Ray, all in mix. Like he is phenomenal. Like he got the whole package.
Unfortunately, he seems to be injury prone like Ray too, but that's all good. Match 5, Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill. She wins the championship. Jade goes home just being fine.
I enjoyed that match more than I thought I would because
they had a match.
Yeah, they had a match. They had a great, like I say, I enjoy. Shout out to Jade.
Mm-hmm. Extra shout out.
But yeah, that was a great match. Was there an interference? Did they interfere? Yeah, they interfered. Be like, and I guess that makes sense. Like as far as her being a heel now, but I don't know. Do you think that took away from her aura that she needed that interference to try to beat Rhea?
Nah, Jade is just Jade. Like
Okay.
I know that doesn't make sense, but it's just I don't think she needs a title. I think she has an aura about it because she's huge. Right. So she's so physically dominating, and now since Rhea lost all that muscle, she's the most physically dominating looking woman on the roster. And Bianca's gone. So it's like you don't need anything.
Okay.
You just go through, now you got your team, you help build them up, y'all do y'all thing. Rhea needs it because that's their darling. She's got to have the title, and I understand that. But I think Jade, with her personality and who she is, her fashion sense, because she's setting trends and beating people up with fur on and all the other stuff, like it's not necessary for her to be the champion because she's just a trendsetter all on herself.
Why do you think Rhea needs a champion? Because I feel like she don't need it. She's bigger than the title too. I feel like they just putting it on her. I don't know why they putting it on her, but
because if it seems like without it, they never know what to do with her.
Okay.
Whenever she doesn't have the title, they put her in a tag team, or
or she does a bunch of run-ins.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know. She half gay with EO, but I know she I'm like to the point y'all either sleep together or leave each other alone because this is weird.
Yeah. Because I thought they was gonna kiss at one point. I mean, might as well. I mean, they right there. I'm like, goodness gracious. I don't understand their relationship. Now I get the respect for each other. I got it, but after WrestleMania, the whole narrative was that Rhea can't beat EO. So I had to go from that to all of a sudden they best friends and they can't be without each other and then just all this lovey-dovey stuff. I didn't understand that aspect of it.
It's a little weird for me.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Roman Reigns beat CM Punk to win the World Heavyweight Championship. Was that the right choice?
I'm conflicted. So, and that was before, I guess. Well, I don't know how true that is, but it seemed like he's supposed to be on TV more. Because I was under the assumption that because I thought CM Punk was gonna win, just based off Roman's schedule. Because I feel like they want to have the champion on TV regularly, and Roman's schedule has become lighter and lighter. Like he had to light it. Like I said, last year was just a year of returns for Roman. That's all he did was return. So based on the schedule, I didn't think they was gonna put the title back on him. Plus, like I say, even though it's been 2 years removed, he still had the title for 4 years. So I figured he might not even get the title no more. So as a fan, I like it. I really didn't. And maybe it came from injuries and stuff. I enjoyed the feud. Because because the whole Shield deal, and then like the fact that back in the day, CM Punk was talking noise about Roman, about how supposed to keep Roman strong and all that stuff, and all the podcast stuff. So all that, so that was real life stuff. So yeah, I enjoyed the feud from that standpoint. Yeah, I don't know. I'm indifferent, but like I say, I respect the decision. Like, so, I'm gonna just appreciate the run. I mean, we'll see what they do with the run. I don't know where CM Punk goes from here though, because now he hasn't finished his feud with Seth, but Seth is in the feud with with Braun. He helping Braun put Braun over and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they're gonna go back to finish CM Punk and Seth, or even if they are gonna finish it, because it seemed like they tied that in. Because honestly, I feel like it should have been CM Punk versus Seth in the singles match last year at WrestleMania. So it seemed like that story is still not wrapped up yet.
Yeah, so he could go back to Seth, even though Seth's dealing with Braun, give Seth 2 feuds. He's
Yeah.
good enough for that.
So I don't know how they tie that into it, but I mean, like, I'm assuming CM Punk might be on. Well, I don't know if he's going to be on a break based off what happened on Raw, which we'll get to that. But but overall, like, I enjoyed the match. I figured, because they had like longer time to tell a story, that helped the match be a great match.
Yeah, I can agree. I'd say all feels right with the world with Roman having the title.
Okay.
And maybe because I've just grown so accustomed to seeing him have one.
Okay.
It was weird when he was chasing. Like it just feels like this is the business if he has the championship.
Okay.
And I like what they're doing. Well, that's getting in the Raw game, but what they're doing, SmackDown, but what they're doing with Jacob. But the match I thought was great. Roman is just Roman. Like, I don't have any critiques. That man, he knows how to put on a match.
Yeah.
Period. I just enjoyed it. And then knowing what he's dealing with, but still wrestling at the caliber and level that he's wrestling, like, nothing but respect for Roman. Even CM Punk. CM Punk ain't 25 years old out there wrestling.
He still does a phenomenal job.
Yeah, so they both did their thing.
Yeah.
I think they saved WrestleMania.
Okay.
Night 2 saved it, period. But I'd say Obafemi and Brock, Jade and Rhea, and this match really saved WrestleMania. I think it would have been the worst WrestleMania of all time, which is actually WrestleMania 11 in my opinion, but the worst of all time because of these matches. So I love that match. I thought it was
great. Would you have liked to have seen any interferences, or was that match booked how it needed to be
straight
booked?
up?
Okay.
Because that shows CM Punk he's the champ and he deserves it. That's why he has it. Shows Roman can still do it by himself. Didn't need his cousins. And I think that's why CM Punk kept reiterating it so much, to get you because he always has them. Yeah. But he did it on his own 100%. So it feels like the tribal chief is back, but on another level.
Yeah.
So.
And I just respect, and in terms of Roman, I ain't trying to be glazing Roman all day, but
no, you could.
He just seems complete, like he's fully, like, you can tell, like, it just seems like he just figured it out. He has it all figured out. Like, there's no room for error. Like, he has it all figured out. Like, his whole, like, pretty much everything about him, he just, like, he looks like a person that just figured everything out now.
He's at the top of his game.
Yeah.
Period. But all in all, well, how would you rate this as a WrestleMania out of 5 stars?
My first instinct was to say a 1, but that's disrespectful to the talent. But even my low rating, it has nothing to do with the talent at all. They did their thing. They did what was given to them. It has nothing. It has no critique on the talent that was in the ring itself. It's more so the people backstage putting it together, like the writers, the producers, whoever idea in the backstage. I'll blame them for the low rate. I'll give it a. And the crowd sucked for a Mania crowd.
They were terrible.
That was horrible.
Never go back to Vegas. That's what I would say.
Yes,
ever.
Vegas is a one and done. Like, or if you're gonna go back, it should have been like some years out. But going back to back, that's insane. Cause that's no. So I'm gonna give it a 2.
I could agree. I can. I'm go. I'll go. 2. I'm gonna say 2 as well. Again, it's not the worst. WrestleMania 11. If you've never seen it and you're listening, go waste 3 hours of your life and go watch that show. It was the absolute worst WrestleMania I have ever seen, and I got my father to pay $59.99 to watch that thing. and it was terrible. It was so bad. I mean, Lawrence Taylor versus Bam Bam Bigelow was good. And Shawn Michaels' match, I believe he wrestled Diesel that WrestleMania, if my memory serves. That's it. I can't tell you nothing else about it. Nothing else. It was terrible, but whatever. But that has been our WrestleMania review for WrestleMania 42. We hope to see you guys back. We'll be doing this every week, hopefully releasing every Sunday. So once again, I am your host, Marcus Brown.
This is Christopher J. Long.
And whenever you are asked about the perfect address for wrestling talk, you let them know it's 8301. We'll see y'all next week.